Claire play a role in this series?
You know, the last time you saw her with Luke Cage, you know, he's gone to jail. It was obviously insane situations and how everything turned out in Luke Cage. And she's still not working at the hospital. She's still up in Harlem and trying to figure out what she's going to do next. You know, as she starts to realize that there is no way of kind of keeping these two worlds separate. It's not something she can kind of keep in the past. It's not something she can kind of just keep it compartmentalized. It's bleeding into everywhere. No matter what she does, she seems to keep kind of being connected to it. And this show particularly resonates with that, where it's just like, she goes out there and she's going, well, I want to practice self-defense. I want to make sure I can take care of myself. I don't want to only be there to fix up a wound. I want to prevent them from happening in the first place, our preventative medicine. And of course, she ends up still connected to someone that takes her even more deeper into the world that she's trying to protect herself from. It's like she can never get that edge. You can never take that moment to be like, let me just practice here. It's like, well, you better practice while you're running for it, you know? So it's just amazing, and I think, you know, this is a moment to see Claire Temple just really embrace what her destiny is, and push herself, you know, and what she's comfortable, you know, and it's pretty dope. It's great.
So there's a lot of Claire in this series.
I wouldn't say necessarily there's a lot of Claire in this series. You know, there's a lot of badassness and there's a lot of amazingness everywhere. But yeah, it was really great to be able to be a part of this one and develop my character a bit. Yeah.
And last question, what are you most excited for Iron Fist?
I'm excited for everyone maybe looking into different types of training. There's a lot of different martial arts that are shown in this show, particularly that's our Iron Fist's particular strength. You know, every single type of martial arts, and it's really beautiful. So I say look out for that, like watch it and I'm just constantly amazed. You know, this is the fifth, Defenders now is the fifth show that I've been on now with the Marvel Netflix whole crew, and it's been amazing. And to see how the stunt folks and just the amount of just mastery that they bring to every single take and every single scene, and it's beautiful. It's really graceful and remarkable, and it's made me want to start training. And when you see the wing and everyone getting into it, I think it's going to really move people to start, you know, recognizing that all of us should be able to, in a push come to shove situation, be able to, like, you know, maybe headbutt a punch or two.
It's when we first set out with Netflix, we said we were going to do sort of the impossible, which was to do 4 independent series that each had a different star, and Iron Fist is our last one, or as we like to say, the final defender.
With all the moving parts and all the secrets, how did you not go crazy?
Who's to say I haven't? I have a great team. It starts with Jim Corey, who's the co-head of television and is responsible for making all of this happen. As he likes to say, I dream it, he builds it. But it really is an extraordinary team of people that work their collective butts off, and the folks in New York, Dan Buckley and Joe Quesada and Alan Fine. You know, we're just trying to tell stories and hope that people like them, and so far everything's been great.
And you're obviously such a big, Marvel brain yourself. How far back into the subject matter of the Iron Fist did you go to build the story?
Well, I remember buying the Marvel premiere issue that he first appeared in. I'm a big Roy Thomas and Gil Kane fan. These are the comics that, if you want to date me, these are the comics I in high school. Luke Cage and Iron Fist were the comics that were coming out in the early 70s. Probably weren't born then, but that's all right. All of the Defenders characters are ones that have a very special place. The fact that Daredevil goes back as far as it does and yet fits so nicely with these characters, and Jessica is as new a character and yet still manages to fit into it. But a lot of it also has to do with an extraordinary cast, starting with Finn Jones and Jessica Henwick, who play Colleen Wing and play Danny Rand. They're just so wonderful and fun. And but as you can tell, you can hear the life of Rosario Dawson, who's been in every one of our shows so far. So.
And 2 quick questions to finish up. Like, I ask you this every red carpet, but what made Finn the right role? When did you know he was the perfect Iron Fist?
He walked in and owned it. We saw a lot of people for the part. What's really challenging about playing Danny Rand is that you have to be able to play somebody who is.
Rosario's bombing you.
Is that what she's doing? You have to have somebody who is, has a sort of roguish handsomeness to it, but still has an incredible vulnerability. I mean, he is in so many ways a man-child. He got abandoned when he was 10. Grew up in a world he didn't understand. He comes back to a world he doesn't understand. And I think that's the part that makes the story so unique. We don't ever have any Marvel heroes that have started out in one place and then have a completely different life when they get to be 25. He's also the youngest of the Defenders, and I think that tells a different kind of story.
And last question real quick, what are you most excited for Iron Fist?
Oh, the Iron Fist, man. I mean, when he opens up his can of whoop-ass, I'm there.